Belfast is Ireland's second city after Dublin, and I'm just back from a weekend there, and I thought this would be a good opportunity to share with you some of the connections between the Irish language and Belfast. As you'll see, these links run deep. Let's start with the name itself. So Belfast is just a modern day anglicisation of its original and native Irish name, Béal Feirste. So Béal means mouth or opening, and Feirste is in reference to the river Farset, which used to run more prominently in Belfast, but today it runs underground as it's been covered over. So Béal means mouth or opening, and as I said, Farset is in reference to that river. So the point at which the Farset met the Lagan, there was a sandy ford or a shallow crossing point, and that's where the name originates from. The sandy ford or the marshy crossing point where the Farset meets the Lagan. And speaking of waterways in and around Belfast, let's talk about Belfast Lough. Belfast Lough is just a modern day anglicisation of its original and native Irish name, Lough Leigh. Lough Leigh. Belfast Lough is a large sea inlet, and it connects the city of Belfast to the Irish Sea. It is said to have got its name in homage to a bovine goddess, because the two names mean the following. So Lough is lake, as you can imagine, and Leigh means a calf. So that's where that name comes from. I think it's very interesting, and it's a lot more exciting than its modern day name anyway, that's for sure. Lough Leigh, the sea inlet of the calf. While in Belfast, I also had the pleasure of visiting Culturlan in the west of the city. It's on the Falls Road. So Culturlan literally means cultural centre, and it's a wonderful meeting point for members of the Belfast Gaeltacht. Within that place there's a restaurant, a jewellery shop, a space for artists, meeting rooms and lots more. It really is a wonderful facility. So Shoppa Shódra is what's there, and that's a jewellery shop where you can buy lots of wonderful and beautiful jewellery there. Shoppa Shódra. There's also a Shoppa Lougher. So Shoppa Lougher is a bookshop. Shoppa Lougher. You'll get a friendly welcome and you can enjoy some wonderful food if you visit Culturlan in West Belfast. I'd highly recommend it. Belfast is famous for its murals. These wonderful pieces of wall art represent the past and present of the city, as well as their hopes for the future. You will see these all over the city, but especially in the west. For example, this is probably the most famous one. This one is of Bobby Sands. He was a hunger striker who died after 66 days on hunger strike in 1981 as he was fighting for prisoners' rights. But there's lots more as well from both the Protestant side of things and the Catholic side of things. And it's a wonderful way to get a taste of the city itself. You'll often find murals that represent Cuirsi Ratha. So Cuirsi Ratha means current affairs or current events. For example, you can probably spot a Black Lives Matter one there, and an NHS one here. That means National Health Service, and it's as a mark of respect to the healthcare workers who are doing such wonderful work for the community during this COVID-19 pandemic. Belfast is also famous for the Titanic. This iconic ship was constructed in Belfast, and this will be a good time to show you the view from my hotel window. So I had a wonderful view of the docks, of where the old shipyards used to be, and the Titanic experience, which is a wonderful museum, and you can learn all about the construction and the journey and the aftermath of the Titanic by visiting the Titanic Experience Belfast. Bhí an Radharc ar Aus mar a Eiceantú. The view was wonderful, as you can see. Bhí an Radharc ar Aus mar a Eiceantú. The Irish for ship is lung, lung, and the Irish for shipyard is lung chlós, lung chlós. Chríoch Thobhaisteach a bhí ann. It had a tragic ending. Chríoch Thobhaisteach a bhí ann. I really had a great weekend, and I strongly advise you to visit Belfast if you're visiting Ireland. Stairiúil, historic, Stairiúil. Spéisiúil, interesting, spéisiúil. And Oideachasúil, educational, Oideachasúil. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you soon. Slán go fóill.